Devon Digital here, and I'm here to give you tips on how to take better pictures with your smartphone. All right, so the first thing I want to talk about is using your sliders. This is for a Pixel 6, and I'm pretty sure other phones may have it as well, but please don't be afraid to use your sliders when you're adjusting your photo. When you're taking your photos and stuff like that, do not be afraid to use these. This is a tool that's in the camera that's built in. Even I'm a pro photographer and I use all the tools. I shoot in manual on my pro camera. I do not shoot auto. I shoot pro. I mean pro, pro on the phones. I shoot freaking manual on my cameras, so this is kind of like giving me a little bit more control over my shots and stuff like that. So do not be afraid to use whatever tools that the camera gets you. Is not cheating or anything like that, because if you are trying to take better pictures than just what auto mode gives you, then take control of what you can take control of in your camera. Also, make sure that you shoot raw. Shoot raw, turn raw on. If you have raw on your camera, turn it on. Turn off night mode as well if you have it up there. I got mine disabled only because I'm shooting in raw and I want to do all the processing and editing myself. If you allow the camera to do any editing, then the photo's going to come out the way Google intended for how they wanted the photo to come out, and not exactly how you wanted it to come out. So when you shoot in raw, you're actually taking advantage of this sensor more. So take advantage of the sensor, and again, I feel like I'm talking to a crowd of people who are enthusiasts, not somebody who just point and click and post up to social media or put a filter on social media and post up. I'm talking about the people right now who will take a picture, take their time to get the shot, the composition, and then they take it under Lightroom or Snapseed or whatever editing program that you're using, maybe Photoshop, and then you're editing and then you share it to social media. That is definitely me, and I know a lot of you out there are the same thing. Also, when you're outside taking night shots and stuff, make sure you get yourself a mini tripod. Invest into the mobile photography. It's not expensive. You can get these for like less than 20 bucks from Walmart or something like that, and just put your camera in it and set that timer and then take some good shots. I wouldn't really use night mode because, again, if you use night mode, then you're relying on Google's processing. Also, when you go into your settings, whatever phone that you do have, make sure that you turn on your grid so you can make sure that you line up your shots when there's leading lines and shots, and you just want to make sure that it's overall balanced and stuff like that. So make sure you turn your grid on. Also, if you're on a Pixel, you can actually turn on your white balance and exposure. This, again, what I was talking about earlier, is the settings right here that you can adjust right here. So you make sure that you use these when you're framing, or if the color is wrong or whatever the case may be. Also, with me, I never shoot in any of these other, I don't use my wide, I do not use my telephoto lenses at all. I do everything on the main sensor. That's where you're gonna get maximum quality, is mainly from the main sensor. So I do all of that. So if you wanted to, get some portrait shots, you can still get it with the main sensor. You just had to add the blur in post-processing. So you can use Photoshop, or you can use Google Photos, or I think Samsung has it built into their gallery app, and then Apple also has it as well after the fact. But I think with Apple, you actually have to take a picture in portrait mode, then you can adjust it. Well, on Pixels and Samsung, you don't even have to take a picture in portrait mode. You can actually add the artificial blur later in post-processing, which is a cool feature to have. So I normally add my blur in Photoshop, which is so much better than what the phones can do, period. Even when you're shooting in portrait mode, Photoshop is just so much better. So I use that. But yeah, using the main sensor is what I recommend. You can definitely use the 4X on the Pixel. I used it plenty of times and got some nice shots out of it. But I'm telling you, the main sensor is where you're going to get that maximum quality. Also, another big tip is that make sure, it's very important, make sure that you have enough light. Do not go out there and just take a picture and let the camera do all of the processing when it's dark and stuff like that. If you have to carry another light like this right here, okay, these things are really, really cheap, okay, and you can get these offline, and you can put that, it fits right into your pocket. If you're, now again, I'm talking to enthusiasts. I'm not talking to somebody, the average consumer who's going to be out here taking pictures and posting to social media. I'm talking about the ones who really want to get it, you know, take a nice shot, edit, and get the best they can. So having a light source is very important. Make sure light in photography is one of the biggest, most important things. A lot of you see my pictures that I post and you're like blown away by it, but that's because I'm controlling everything. I'm controlling the light, I'm controlling the model. Well, I do portraits, so I'm controlling everything, the camera, I'm controlling everything to get the best shot I can out of this using RAW. And then I go and post editing, and then I touch everything up. So this is like the best tips I can give you to help you out if you're out there, you know, trying to take better pictures on your Pixel or your Samsung or your iPhone or your Xiaomi or any phone that you do have. You know, even if your camera is not that great and you do have access to RAW mode, if you do not have access to RAW mode, remember, lighting is going to be the make or break of your phone. If you got a really bad phone, you can take a really good picture with it if your lighting is on point. Because one thing you don't want to do is raise, you know, have the camera raise the ISO so high that it introduces grain or noise. I like to say grain because people don't know what noise is sometimes. I like to say sand on the beach all over your photos or whatever. So you definitely don't want that. And, you know, taking the time. So I took a picture. I'm just going to show you. I took a picture of my Pixel right here that I pretty much, you know, adjusted some settings to get the shot over here of this Pixel right here. But yeah, you can definitely, you know, take control of these sliders that you do have up here. And then if you want to take the photo and drag it under Lightroom and, you know, start working on it from Lightroom and, you know, editing. Let's see if we got it over here. You know, you can take it on the Lightroom and then you can process to go further. And I have me some filters that I've made right here to really try to like bring out, you know, the quality and everything like that. Some presets that I made, trying to get into this whole entire thing now. So I'll be sharing some of these with you guys. I don't know if I'm going to charge or not, but we'll see what happens. But yeah, so there's my tips and tricks or whatever like that to get better photos out of your phone. And I hope this video was helpful. Remember, this is not a Pixel only thing. You can use any phone. Just remember the composition. Remember, lighting is very important. Remember, using the main sensor is very important as well. Getting the max quality that you can out of it. I wish that all the camera sensors or the lenses that they have some of them wasn't cropped. You know, I wish it was just like the sensor itself, but you know. So I hope you enjoyed this video. Thank you for watching. Devon Digital.